Well, hello guys and gals, and welcome back to another edition of Construction Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. So we are playing the gold edition of this, and today we are working on part 2 of our apartment high-rise. If you watched the previous episode, you'll know that we came over and we compacted the ground and got the area ready to start construction. Now we are having to drill our foundation pylons or piers that we're going to be putting into the ground. So we'll be doing that today, and we'll be using the rotary drill for that. So we've already disconnected the front part of the lowboy so we can jump on up into the drilling rig. And just so you know, this is probably the most complex piece of machinery that is in the game. It's got so many controls, it's not even funny. I thought I would jump on here real quick, go into options, key assignments, and roll down here to where we get to the actual drill itself, and just kind of give you an overview of all the controls. So here we are with the rotary drill rig. You've got rotation for the drilling auger, connect to pipe, retract tracks, extend tracks. You've got to raise the jib boom, you've got to raise the back plates, the Kelly bar, the Kelly. You can rotate the body, you've got a winch on it that you can raise and lower and connect. So as you see, quite a few buttons that you have to assign for this one to get it to work. You know, you'll have to go through and assign things on your own. I'll walk you through the different parts of it so that you understand what it is. And the best way to assign the controls for it is to sit in it, do a few assignments, go in and make sure that they work for you, and then mess around with it a little bit and just kind of tweak how you have everything set up. So the first piece of it, the main piece, is the jib boom here. This is what the auger and the drill are all on, and you'll want to set up some way to raise it. You're not going to use it too much as far as adjusting it, so it needs to be it's going to be one of your least used buttons. So you'll just set that on one of the spots here and just raise it up. The next piece is the back plate, which is what it connects to, and what you use to actually raise and lower it. So you'll want to put the back plate. The back plate's one of those things that you can use to fine-tune the location of your drill. So you want to have that on something that you can pretty much use to fine-tune. Once you get it to a certain level, it's going to assemble it, put in the whole drilling mechanism and all the cables and everything, and be you know, somewhat ready to use. We'll go and raise it all the way up and make sure that it's all the way extended completely forward. Always make sure you get it extended, the jib extended completely forward. If you don't, you're going to have some issues when you do some drilling here. Getting the back plate and the jib into the right position, very, very crucial for making sure you have the best drilling experience in this. It can give you some nightmares. If you don't get that jib all the way out, you'll have some nightmares. Alright, so at this point we'll switch in, we'll walk it on off the trailer, and we'll move it over to the construction site. Of course, as soon as I do this, all kinds of traffic is coming. I probably need to get an escort vehicle, and when I'm doing stuff like this, just block traffic with the escort vehicle. I didn't think about it until a little while ago. I thought, you know, if I did this right, I'd put the escort vehicle out in the middle of the traffic and block traffic. But alright, so we'll get this guy out of traffic and out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and do the rest of the procedures for properly unpacking it. To get it properly unpacked and ready to use on the site, we need to extend the tracks on this thing. So I use just a base button that I never, you know, one of the buttons on the base of my joysticks to do this, because again, it's one thing that you'll only do it when you know, get to the construction site, and then you'll undo it when you get ready to load it back up onto the trailer. So with that completely extended out, we're good to go now. And we'll move into the construction zone, and I'll walk you through all the moving parts of this thing before we actually start doing a little drilling. So let's head on in here and we'll take a look at what we've got here and how everything works. Alright, so if we spin around here, I'll switch over because I'm not driving anymore. Alright, so if we take a look at this, the main parts of this are the jib boom here, which again needs to be perfectly perpendicular to the ground when you're getting ready. So don't have it cocked back a little like this. Go ahead and make sure that it pushes all the way forward when you're ready to get on and start drilling. You've got your jib boom. Your back plate is what raises and lowers it. And again, like when you've got to get over a drilling hole, you'll see you've got a guide spot down there. You can use that to fine tune where you are over at the hole and use that to move around a little bit. The next thing you have is the Kelly bar and the Kelly. The Kelly, excuse me, come on back up. The Kelly lets you go up and down on this and brings it up and down on the jib, and then your Kelly bar is in the very center of it, and that is what goes down and punches your auger down into the hole to extend your auger bit down further into a hole when you're drilling. And then you actually have your drilling controls themselves that will rotate clockwise, counterclockwise. That's important because you're going to drill clockwise, but there's going to come a point when you pull out of the hole and you're going to have your auger full of dirt. You're going to have to clear that auger, and to do so you'll have to sit here and bounce back and forth with your controls. So that's a pretty crucial part of the controls with it. And then the last thing you have a winch on this. If I can get it to come down, so you see a hook come down. You do have a winch, and that's going to be used to pick up your drilling sleeves. So we're going to cover the drilling sleeves now for you. These are your drilling sleeves over here. There'll be 2 of them each time you have to drill a hole. And one of them's got a yellow band across the bottom of it. This is going to be your first one, and this is going to be actually your cutting sleeve. You see it's got the jagged teeth down on the bottom of it. It'll be the first piece that you lift and put into place over here where the little yellow column is. You'll put it into place, and then you'll attach the whole rig to it to drill your hole. And then once you drill that one a particular depth down, you'll come pick this piece up and you'll set it in place. Now, here's one of the key operations to this. The winch, as I showed you, the hook right there, it's on the left side of your drilling rig. It's best that you position yourself to drill the hole so that that winch is to the left and that the pipes are to the left of the entire rig. It's just going to make your life easier. If you don't do that, you're going to find yourself having to reposition the rig all the time in order to connect to these to lift them and place them into place. And unless you're playing a multiplayer, you're going to be using where you've got somebody to lift these and place them in place for you. You're going to be using this rig to place these in, and again, as little movement as you have to do is best. So now that we've covered those, I'll show you what I'm talking about with a little practical use. So again, we've got our pipe that we're drilling right here to our side. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn around and I'm going to back in here. I'm going to try to back in. And what I want to do is I want to position the whole rig so that the little yellow guide spot there is over the hole somewhat like so. So if I get that right there, that's pretty good. I'll switch back into my drilling view or my cab view, and the next thing I want to check is when I rotate around on the cab, I want to check to see that my winch can actually grab these particular guides or sleeves. That should be okay. I should be able to get it. So this is going to work for us. The least amount of adjustments you have to make, the better off you are. So to get the whole drilling process started, the first thing we've got to do is lower down our winch so that we can pick up the first cutting sleeve. And you see there's a little yellow ball right there on the end of the sleeve. I've got to get that hook down so that I can get that to turn green and I can connect to that. Alright, so now that that is connected, I can lift it. And now I'm just going to rotate this into place. And I'm going to have to push my back plate forward a little bit so that my whole unit comes back towards the hole. And once I get the sleeve over it, it's going to turn green for me. And I can drop that into place, and now I'm good to go there. Next thing I need to do now is get my whole drilling auger lined up. So now that that is, again, the guide is turning green, that's showing me that I'm aligned up in there. I'm going to pull my winch up out of the way a little bit. And the next thing I'm doing is I'm going to lower the whole Kelly assembly down so that I approach the hole. And as long as I've got that guide in the green, and again, I want to double check, make sure my jib is completely perpendicular to the ground and that my auger is going to slide right down through into here. And we'll seat this up, and once we seat it up, you'll see that it says connect the drill pipe. So what I have to do is I have to connect this assembly here to the drill pipe. To do that, I just press my button. Now that the whole thing is connected up and everything is good to go, I can start drilling. And to do that, I just rotate, and then I push my Kelly down, and that whole assembly is going to drill into the ground until it reaches a certain part. Now it tells me I need to attach the second piece. I disconnect the Kelly from the drilling sleeve, raise the whole thing back up, and you see I've got all that dirt in there, so I'm going to want to get that dirt off of it. So to do that, I just back and forth on my auger, and then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to pick up the pipe. And again, I've got to, you can see I can just back my use my back plate, pull it back so that the whole jib and everything comes backwards, so that I'll be able to just lower my winch down now and grab this plate. If I was positioned any other way, I'd have to completely move around in order to get to that pipe, and it would be not good for me. Because again, the least amount of movement you want to have to do with the rig itself, the better off you are. Just having to push the jib in and out is no big deal, but if you've got to actually reposition the entire rig, it can become a nightmare for you. So, alright, so I'll just roll this around like so, get that lined up a little bit for me. Push that down, unlock that. Oops. I was a little bit over on that. Alright, so come back over it so I get a little green circle. I'm going to have to jib out, or bring my jib out just a little bit to get over it. Make sure that I'm perpendicular there. For some reason it doesn't want to register that as good, but it looks right. Alright, so I'm going to push down in here and see if I can get on it properly. Yeah, it'll connect up. Alright, so that looks like it's in the right place. The next thing I want to do now, and just so you drill it out right, you want to lower your Kelly bar, which is the bar in the center with the auger. You want to push it down some, so that as you get ready to drill, you'll actually be getting some actual depth on this. So I'm going to push that Kelly bar down a little bit so that it's going to actually drill some when I and collect some, because I have done it before and not push that Kelly bar down and it not actually dig deeper into the ground. And you'll be sitting here going, well, why isn't it drilling? Why isn't it drilling? Alright, so same thing, start drilling, press down on your Kelly assembly. And again, it says you need to lower it deeper in. So is my Kelly bar isn't deep enough, so I'm going to press it so that it goes deeper down and drills a little bit more. And hopefully I've got... Alright, so we disconnect. I don't think I'm deep enough down. So we'll clear our auger out real quick with our little tap, 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 tap. Come back over the hole. Lean forward so we get green again. And again, I'm going to push my Kelly bar down just a little bit further. Oops. Get that to go down in there. There we go, connect. Drill the rest of the way down. There we go. And that is complete. So now I just disconnect, bring my Kelly up, and I can go ahead and bring my Kelly bar up as well. Rotate out of the hole, clear off my dirt, and that one is done. So that's the way you drill a hole. And now, as you can see, I've got another one to drill. So we'll go ahead and switch into our drive mode. Back out. And you'll see it's showing me my next location is right there. So I want to back around here. And again, I want to sort of approach that in the same manner as I did this one. I want to line up to it so that I'm getting sort of the exact same look at it as I did with this first one. Hopefully I can get over here next to it without too much of an issue. There we go. Alright, switch into the drilling mode. And I want to rotate over here and see that I can get these pipes connected. Make sure that I'll be able to connect to those. Looks like I won't have an issue there. Though, just to make it a little bit easier for me, I am going to position a little bit more like so. Should be good there. Alright, so let's lower down and grab our sleeve first. Connect up to it. Raise that sleeve up. There we go. Rotate over here so that we get approaching that. I'm going to switch in here to the front so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to lower my back plate so I'm over the hole here, and rotate over, put my sleeve in place, put that down a little bit more. There we go. Drop that in place. Alright, so we'll raise up our Kelly a little bit. We'll rotate over the hole. You really have to look up and over at this to get a good view at it so you can see the pipe. I'd love to do everything from the inside, but it just doesn't work out all the time. Alright, that looks good, so we'll lower into it. Connect up. Start rotating. Press our Kelly down. And we'll drill our hole. Get as deep as we can get. Disconnect. Back out. Here we go. Pull over to the side, dump my dirt. There we go. Swing back around here so I can grab the second piece of pipe. I think I got that deep enough. You know what? I didn't get the little thing that said I had done it deep enough, so I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to push my Kelly bar down just a little bit here, like so. Oops. Go back into it, and we'll drill it a little bit deeper. See if we get a prompt that tells us that we've got it right. Alright, so rotate. Now lock onto the sleeve. Rotate a little bit more. There we go. Now it's right. Pull it back out. We'll clean our head. And we'll move forward. So yeah, remembering to push that Kelly bar down a little bit so that it's actually digging as well as the sleeve digging as well. So you got to remember to do that so that you can get it as deep as you need to get it. And periodically you are going to have to clean out that auger head. Alright, so we're going to have to pull back just a little bit so I can get on this little dot here. Connect up. Raise our sleeve up into the air like we just don't care. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go ahead and get that Kelly up and out of the way. Raise that a little bit more. Come forward with the whole thing. Drop our pipe down. Disconnect that. Rotate over the hole. Bring our back plate forward so our jib comes forward a little bit. Alright, so again I want to push my Kelly bar down. So go ahead and extend it down into the hole some. Then start pushing the whole assembly down. When I hit earth I can start rotating. But I'm going to actually hit the sleeve first. Connect to the sleeve. Rotate and drill. We'll take that down as far as we can go. And we got it all the way on one shot that time. That's good. So we'll retrieve. And again, I'll raise my Kelly bar back up out of the hole as well. We don't want it too deep. Rotate over here. Tap a couple of times to drop the dirt off. And that hole is done. Let's go ahead and bring this Kelly bar back up, or the Kelly back up. Alright, switch into our driving position. We have another one that we need to do. So it's rinse and repeat. Usually there's about 6 or 8 of these you gotta do on a foundation. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Alright, so we'll switch back over and rotate over here so we can grab our sleeve. And again, you have to have the yellow one first each time. Here we go. Attach. Wheel that up. I think this thing's pretty fun. I enjoy it. And there's some people that don't like it. It does take time to do, you know. So people who are in a hurry, that just want to get things done, they're not going to enjoy it nearly as much. You know what I mean? Alright, so push our Kelly bar down a little bit. Oops. Alright. There we go. Start rotating it. Grab our sleeve. Cut the whole thing down in there. I probably got the Kelly bar a little bit too low. Yep. Alright, so I got to raise out and clear my auger. So pull my Kelly back up. There we go. Drive the whole assembly back in. Drill a little bit. Hook in, drill a little bit more. And we are set there. Disconnect. Kelly up. I think I've got the names on this right. I do believe that the Kelly is the assembly and the Kelly bar is the auger. So if I've got those wrong, I do apologize to people who do construction for a living. But I believe I've got those right. Alright, grab that. Retrieve this up so we can put it in place. Need to grab that Kelly up. There we go. Now I can rotate over. Do have to bring this forward some. There we go. Pull the whole assembly over. Tap forward just a hair. That's good. Alright, so I want to push my Kelly bar down a little bit, then push the whole assembly in. I'm probably doing this wrong. You probably ought to take the, probably have the Kelly bar pulled all the way up. Like maybe the whole process in real life, you probably push it all the way in like so. Connect up to the sleeve, then drive your Kelly down till it makes contact with the ground. You know, where it punches in right there and stops, and then start doing your whole rotation and push. Because technically your auger head and your sleeve should be just about even. Alright, so disconnect, pull the whole assembly out. There we go. It's much more time saving if you just leave the Kelly bar right where it's at. Push it right back down in the hole. Because if you retrieve it and the Kelly at the same time, you gotta, you know, redo the Kelly connection and then redrive the bar down, and you'll be here all day. Alright, but if I was really going for full immersion on this, I would actually figure that one out so I could know the truth. So alright, we'll retrieve it out now. Pull over here. Did we get that one done? Oh, I see some new ones back there. So let's back up. I guess the first one is called the cutting shoe, according to our foreman. Get a good view here so we can see what we're doing. Look around here. Alright, so we want to back up again so that we're back into this little area here. Alright. Now again, because I'm close to the barricade, what I want to do in this case is I want to have my back plate pulled kind of back. So I'm okay in this position right here, because what I can do is I can transfer over to the controls now, and while I can drill right here, I'm not able to reach that pipe, but because I've got my back plate pulled back, I can push forward, reach forward to grab my cutting shoe, so I should be okay right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull our winch down, connect to our cutting shoe, pick it up. There we go. Come on over here, then pull back our back plate so that we're in the green on this. Drop our cutting shoe down. Get that into place. I need to raise the Kelly up just a little bit. Come on over. Back plate forward just a little bit. So that we're in the green. Kelly down. Alright, so connect. Alright, go ahead and drive my Kelly bar down till it makes contact. Start drilling. Alright. Disconnect. Rotate this out. Pull our little dirt over here and give it the old tap, tap, tap. There we go. Come back into the hole. Drive the whole assembly back in. And so it's just a rinse and repeat on this. But again, I kind of enjoy it. There are some people that don't, like I said. But I like it. It's different. There we go. Disconnect. Pull out. All right. Go ahead and raise this up. All right, so reach out with our jib so that we can... Oh, that didn't quite work out right. Thought I had that. There for a moment it worked. Alright, so I guess I'm going to have to inch forward again. This is what you don't want to have to be doing. Is having to be repositioning all the time. But it should be okay. I should be able to pull the back plate back far enough to get everything on here. Yeah, we'll be fine. Drop that in place. Come over the top. We are good to go. Drive in. We'll make our connection, then we'll ream. There we go. Run our Kelly bar down till it makes contact, and then we'll start drilling. Alright. Alright, we're full of dirt, so we gotta come out. Oops, didn't get that quite far enough out. There we go. Get back over the hole. Run the whole assembly back down in there. And we'll continue to drill this out. Meanwhile, I should have my hired help working on his little complex. But I've been so focused on myself, I haven't been actually working on him. There we go. So, that is done. Pull that whole assembly out of there, and then we'll reposition to do it all over again. I had a feeling I should have put this dirt right here. Oh well. They could have laid this out a little bit better. Now I gotta climb over this mound of dirt I gave myself. Trying to take the most direct route here, and I've got myself a little problem. Reset. Yeah, you would think you would start at the back of the foundation and dig your, drill your holes and then work towards the front of the job site instead of starting in the front and then working your way to the back. Make a little bit more sense to me than the way they got this figured out. I guess I'm going to have to come in from that. Go forward and back up a little bit. This is not a particularly good placement for this. Hopefully I can get everything from right there. That looks decent. Let's see. Yeah, I can drill there for sure. Am I going to hit that pipe there? Trying to get over here. It looks like I'm okay. Maybe that pipe is deep enough down that I won't hit it. Not well thought out, whoever was the job foreman on this. Alright. So as you can see, this takes a little bit of time to do. That's the reason like I said, this apartment complex is going to be several episodes. Because it will take time to do each phase of it. I surely could edit it and, you know, time lapse all of this or cut out and just do one or two of these. But you guys know that's not my style. So each video will be a step. I'll keep them 30 minutes to whatever it takes. I mean, like if this one process takes an hour and a half, then that's what it takes to get it done. But if it only took 30 minutes and it looked like the next step would take an hour, then the video is going to be about an hour long, and that's sort of the way we'll approach it. Alright, so we're going to have to clear the auger in order to go deeper. There we go. Come over here and give it the old tap, tap, tap. There we go. So like I said, we'll do how I pulled that back a little bit. I'll try to keep them where they're not annoyingly long, but also where it's not ridiculously short. You know, if there's things that we can do within a time period, we'll do them. And but if I can't get it done in a time period, then we'll make the video a little bit shorter, and then we'll come back and do the next step in the next video. So I imagine this one will be several videos long. Let me go ahead and hire my worker to work on his apartment complex. He's on stage 4. I'm still on stage 2. So funny how much faster he can work. How much more he gets accomplished. Connect. Pull up our extension. Come on up. Alright, so we'll seat this. You don't have to go through all that as far as getting it exact. As long as it turns green, you can disconnect and drop it from a mile away. But, you know, I go for a little bit more of the realism side of it, so I try to line it up and get it looking good. But you don't have to do that if you don't want to. All right. Yeah, drilling takes a bit, but I'd like it if there was more jobs like this in the game, because I enjoy it. It's pretty fun. Because you're doing a little drill work, a little tractor driving, a little crane work. It's all right there. Probably got one last set to do here, and then we're done with this foundation. I imagine it's 6. It could be 9, but I would imagine it's 6. I would be shocked, honestly, if it's 9. But, could be. Alright. Let's try back. Let's go up here to our next location. All right. Make sure I can get on that pipe in where I'm sitting. Need to back up just a hair. Yeah, we're good there. Should be able to clear that pipe behind us. We're good to go. Reach down there, grab our shoe, pull it up, rotate over. Like I said, you can drop this from way up there and it'll snap into place. But again, more for realism, I like to set it flat on the ground. But just to show you that you can do that. There we go, bounce that so we get the dirt out. Drive back into the hole. And alright, so dude finished his job up there. Or that stage of it. And looky, I just finished that stage of mine. 28 of 32, so I think this is probably my last one that I've got to do. Alright. Clear my dirt. There we go. We'll grab this last little thing. There we go. And again, like I said, I don't have to be lined up perfectly on that. Just as long as it turns green, you're good to go. connect up, start drilling, driving my Kelly bar down at the same time. There we go, disconnect. Come back out, and I've got to clear my auger one more time. There we go. It's probably a little bit faster actually if you do retrieve the Kelly bar at the same time you're retrieving the Kelly, because it seems like the Kelly bar does come up pretty quick, so that might give you a little more speed in doing this. Just an observation. Alright, clear the construction area of the rotary drill, so I do believe we are done at this point. So we'll go ahead and get that cleared out. Go ahead and drop the dirt off of here. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, so let's go back into drive mode on this guy. Rotate around. Drive on out of here. So we got to pour concrete into the prepared elements, which means I'm going to need a concrete truck and a concrete pump, and that's what we will do in our next episode. So just let me look real quick and double check what I've got left to do on this job. I do have more drilling to do, I believe. So let's look at stage 3. Concrete bags, concrete. No, I don't have any more drilling to do. Alright. Man, this thing's long. It's 15 stages, so we're going to be on this for quite a long time. Alright, so we've got all our drilling done, so that means I can get this guy back to the shop. And the way, again, the way you pack this thing up is pretty straightforward. We're going to bring it out here to the street. Alright, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and narrow this thing back up. Well, which apparently when I reset it actually narrowed it up itself. So, just for giggles, these tracks should be extended all the way out. Like so, which I had done earlier. So what you need to do is now you need to just back them back in. So you narrow the whole thing back up. And it's going to see the same process as when we loaded this in the last video. We're going to take it out here for a run across the highway and not get run over. Whee! Come on out here. And again, I could reset this right to the yard if I wanted to. But, you know, again, a little bit of realism goes a long way. So we'll switch into the cab here so I can watch what I'm doing with the tracks. If I can see the tracks a little bit. And we'll drive this puppy up on here. And it just takes off there after a little bit. There we go. Alright, so that's in position. Now we'll switch over to the cabin mode, and I'll go ahead and start rotating it. And at the same time, I'm going to go ahead and start bringing my jib backwards. And when my jib gets to a certain spot, it's going to tell me, do I want to dismantle the rotary drill rig? I said okay. Which all that really does is it takes all the cables and it takes the drill head or the Kelly off of it. And then we just get this thing squared up. Go ahead and rotate the jib all the way back so that it is flat. There you go. And then we'll take and push down the back plate so that the entire thing sits nice and flat. Booyah! And that's loaded. And then all you got to do is strap her down, jump in it. You got to make sure that you get the right prompt. Strap her down, and then we'll jump into here. And again, like I told you when I did this the first time, it's best that you drive your truck just straight forward, so it's an easy way to back it up. You'll back up and just use your steering on your trailer here to steer it into place. The first time I did this, I didn't know this actually had steering. Take it easy and just steer it into place. There you go. Locked and loaded, and you're ready to drive it back to the yard, and that's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to go ahead and say farewell to you guys. We'll call this an episode. When we come back, we'll pour concrete, and we'll take the next steps on our high-rise apartment complex. Hope you've enjoyed this video and found it somewhat instructive for those of you guys who are just now getting into the whole drill part of it. I know I got a lot of fans who are just now playing construction sim, and you're just now getting into it, so this will give you a little bit of insight that I didn't have. And it is, you know, when you buy it, make sure you do the tutorial, and it will walk you through all of that. And again, the biggest thing is getting your controls set up so that you know exactly where each function is, what each function does. It took me several attempts to get everything the way I wanted it, so that I had everything in buttons in the right places that made sense to me, so I could, you know, operate it pretty smoothly. So you'll figure out what's best for you and go from there. So, but again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up and like it. Leave a comment below, and of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I do new videos each and every day, and a live stream when my internet participates. And I hope I can see you in a live stream, or hope I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay safe, have a great day. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.